love the curation.
All right, go ahead, man. Salute, gentlemen.
The only thing I don't like about doing like shots like that.
Shots of water, YouTube.
Yes. With the reach out, it's the same thing as I said before, like when I'm making cocktails. Like the further my arm gets, the more it shakes.
Oh yeah.
Cheers me, bro.
You have to go fast.
Yeah.
You have to go fast.
Man,
You
just
can't go
think about
slow.
it.
It's just like boom, come back with it.
Yo, you just gotta go. Yeah. Just like everything else.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to an episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight of what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective. Damn, I didn't even look at anything that time. Usually I cheat and I look at the thing, and this time I didn't.
Yeah,
You got that.
Yeah,
Right.
this is
What's up, motherfuckers?
what are we on? 31?
Yeah, it'll be 31.
31.
Damn,
Yeah,
31.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
This podcast is older than I am now.
Yeah. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to sign up for AARP, man. We keep going. I need some discounts over here.
Yes, sir.
So today we got another special guest with us. It is one of my family members, my cousin from Chicago, like myself. So gotta
Represent.
Chicago
There you
represent
go.
today. I suck at introducing people, so just gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and
What's good, man?
Yeah.
What's good, fellas?
Happy to-
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just want to give y'all a quick dab, man.
hell yeah.
Happy to be here, brother. There you go, the reach. I had to test the reach. You know what I'm saying? I had to test that reach early. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Just,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? You judge a man by his good handshake. How's that reach, man? I don't know.
I'm not feeling too confident over here, man. Hey, why you so scared to touch me, bro?
Right.
Promise I don't mean it. Ain't got nothing to do with COVID.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. What's going on, fellas, man? Iowa Rockwell. That's what I go by, man.
Okay.
Do a lot.
Okay.
You know, produce, rap, a little bit of everything here in the music, you know what I'm saying, out
Yeah.
there. Got a little label, Class of 99. Talked about
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
so
Of course.
got some people I'm working with. Yeah, man, it's good to be here.
You had a
Good to be here, man.
project to drop.
Just dropped the album, Slipstream. Yeah,
Slipstream.
Okay.
yeah, it's
Make sure
everywhere,
you add
Spotify,
that.
everywhere.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Iowa Rockwell on all the apps, all the DSPs, as they say.
For sure.
That's where everything's at now.
What's the DSP?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
It's
what that is.
it's wild, right? It's like your Apple,
Mhm.
your Spotify, your Amazon. You know, that's just all the DSPs. It's like no one owns music anymore, right? Everyone just pays their subscriptions
Right.
and like leases it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Except for like Spotify's like, we just don't want to open today. Like a store. It's like,
Honestly.
oh wait, so I can't get to my music today? I don't like this. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that because we've had a couple times the last couple weeks where friends have reached out saying that they couldn't find our podcast on Spotify because for some reason, like you could find it, but it wouldn't play it. And
Okay.
it looked like that was happening with a couple different podcasts. Like, it wasn't just us. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, if this is the only way people are checking us out, we're losing right now.
Yeah, it's like,
We
okay,
are
what other
losing.
avenues are people checking? Especially for podcasts, it's different from music. So, like, what avenues are people actually listening to their podcasts on?
Yeah.
What's the best way to hit that?
I like that.
Yeah, man.
You got that?
Yeah, I was just trying to like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we could have done that in the beginning.
Yeah.
all right.
You know what? Just gonna do this right here.
We own it.
There we go.
Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
All right.
Teamwork.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do music, produce, and all that, and
Yeah, man. It feels good to be out here, though.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Um,
Yeah. I
Get a
fucking
break
love
from
it,
the snow.
Yeah.
It's snowing out there.
It just
back
started
home.
snowing out there.
Really?
Like the day we left. That morning, it was leaving. It's like, oh, yeah, this is why.
That's why I cannot go back east, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I literally just can't. I'm a little bitch, man. I put on like a jacket to go to the store a minute ago. My boy was something. He was like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Hey, man, look, I've been outside for 3 hours a day. It was a little nippy
Yeah.
for me. You know what I mean?
That
But,
sun
yeah.
went away for a couple minutes, man. You know, I was
Yeah.
scared. Like,
For real. I was like, yo, it feels like I'm back in Seattle. I hated it.
we were out. We were out early at the beach, and it was a cooler day. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell people it was like, oh, there's nobody out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is January.
LA people do not
different.
fuck with the cold.
Oh, we don't.
And me, I step outside and I'm like, okay, it's not that cold. And then it gets a little nippy. I'm like, damn,
You start to feel it.
I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
shit, am I losing my touch? Like, I gotta remember where I come from.
Yeah,
Walk
man.
out
Check
in
yourself, right?
shorts just out of pure spite, so I don't. Nah, I'm not gonna concede. Nope.
I can
Don't
always
fight
tell
that
when
one.
you're doing that. I can always tell when you're doing that. You're like, you know what? I don't want to let everybody know how cold I am.
My hoodie stick, you know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Like up here, I'm a little cold, but down here, I'm still gangster.
Put on my thicker
Still
ankle
gangsta
sock,
below
you know
the
what I'm
waist.
saying? Yeah.
No, man, because when we stepped outside earlier to go to the grocery store, I was like, damn, it's a little cold. I'm glad I brought my hoodie.
Bro, it was chilly.
It was like 55 degrees. I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, but this isn't a weather podcast.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Um,
fuck that.
So on top of producing and rapping, you've also been in the industry too. You've done security
Yeah,
work.
I've done security
Yeah.
at bars.
Okay.
Bars,
How long
restaurants,
did you do
hotels. Probably about at least 6-7 years.
Okay.
Easily. Then security at bars. I've bounced around different bars, but like hotels, a couple. I opened for like a members only spot in Chicago
that? Okay.
when back in like 2014 they opened up. So that was legit.
Nice.
It was one of those spots where it's like, oh, okay, this is where y'all people come.
Yeah,
Like y'all heavy hitters come
Yeah.
here. Okay, word.
I think I
word.
know which place you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think I know which place you're talking about.
It's good shit.
How did you like that?
That was a great job. You know what I'm saying? Because for security, that job police itself very
Yeah.
well for a job that wanted little policing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like we want little policing and we'll take care of it ourselves. Just kind of walk around and be cool and like make sure everything's cool. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've
Like,
always loved that job. It's the one job
Yeah.
that like makes me wish I was taller.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm like, ain't nobody gonna be like, you ain't secure this shit. This
You know
is
what
not
I'm
a secure building. If I'm out front, it is not a secure building, and it is no.
Yeah.
And I understand that. That's fine. But when you walk up, you see somebody of a certain stature, you're like, you know what? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. You know.
I remember I did not, I wouldn't call it security, but I was just at the door checking people's IDs
Yeah.
for one bar. And I think in the middle of the night, I'm like, damn. Just looking at myself like, shit pops off. I can't do a goddamn thing. Like if somebody just says like, I'm not showing you my ID, what the fuck am I gonna do, man?
Oh shit.
Taller than me, I'm just like, fuck.
Not even once, I've worked with a couple security guards that were smaller than me.
Yeah, I've worked with
Like-
some pretty big guys,
Yeah.
pretty smaller guys, but like, it's you just gotta have that demeanor. Like, hey man, it doesn't really matter. I said what I said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is my bar. And I said what I said.
I will say straight
And
up.
everybody in that bar is gonna back me when I
Yeah.
said what I said. You know, it's like you're not gonna get past me and then go and have a drink.
Right.
No.
Like that's not what's
How do
gonna
you think
happen.
this is gonna
But how
go?
do you think it's gonna happen? Like you just pluck me out here, and then you enjoy the rest of your night inside my bar. Like it's not how this is gonna go. I'm not saying I'm gonna fight you, but like
Oh, you just
you're not gonna be able to enjoy yourself.
You're
here.
not going to be comfortable inside. I'm sorry. I can't let you be comfortable while I'm outside, uncomfortable with that whole situation.
Yeah, like that's
Nah.
not gonna happen.
I'm going to sit here and watch you drinking with the pinky up.
Yeah, you're just a regular person
knock
who
that
thinks
out door
something.
guy, here's a
confused.
shot.
So
You got me confused.
who else do you know here? Nobody? Yeah, forget about it then.
I will say though, the people I've worked with that did security that was smaller than me, they were some of the toughest motherfuckers I've ever
Gotta be.
met.
They gotta be.
Yeah,
Ever met.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Shout out to the homie Mike. I don't know if he watches the pod yet.
He will.
He will. I just don't know if he does yet. That man got a baby. You know, like he's got other stuff to do. But I'll never forget him and the other homie Juwan. Like when I worked at a place back in downtown Phoenix, and man, whenever something would pop up, they were the first two there,
Yeah,
and they're both half my size.
and depending on where you work, it can get serious.
I'm telling you right now, I've seen them work the fuck out of people. I've seen them do it. You better be careful out there, boy.
Yeah, it can get serious, man.
So with doing security and all that stuff, I'm sure you've seen a lot of crazy shit. Because one of my boys does security right now. Shout out to C's, and he tells me he sees a lot of shit. Like he's doing security at one club right now, but like, do you know like something that just stands out that's like, damn, that was fucking wild, or just something that's kind of like is a core memory for you, or like, damn, I can't believe I saw that go down, or
Like now, when I was doing security, it was with somebody I was doing security with, and my cousin Crave. Shout out to Crave. He's the one who got me into security at the bar. So like, he was established and he had his thing. So we had just like left the bar. It was like his night off, so we were leaving the bar. And another security who like knew him well, like basically just was acting funny. Like went to the next bar, they were acting funny. It was like, okay, no sweat. Like it wasn't even a big deal. It was like, you guys are packed. Like, all right, no problem, man. I'm not gonna even force my way, pull a car. Cool, get out of here. There was a group that was coming up and they were like, you couldn't get in or something. They just like said the wrong thing to a security guard. So it's like the story's not at a bar, but it's like you said the wrong thing to a security guard, and if he was at the door, he would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
He was on a cane, like this porcelain. It was like this porcelain cane with a frog on top. It's like a wooden cane with like a porcelain frog on top. It was a beautiful cane, man. He was so proud to be using that shit, and I knew how bad his ankle was. Like, cause I lived with him, I'm like, I see your shit in real life. Like, I know you're jacked up. So the fact that you're even out here at all is like, man, whatever. So yeah, that dude shouldn't have said nothing to him, man. Cause it was a quick, like, for like a good 15 seconds. It was, and he knows, martial arts. He's a boxer. It was a quick, just like 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. And it was like, yo, what? You're kicking this dude with both feet. Your ankle is jacked. You went into full, like, I don't feel anything anymore mode. Like, 15 seconds of full range of motion. Like, you've been hobbling for 2 days, bro. I've seen you. I live with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for 15 seconds of rage, none of that mattered. None of it.
What's funny is that cane right there with the frog on top of it should have been a warning. And what that says is like, you're feeling froggy.
That's a good. Hey, man. Facts,
That right there was a warning.
Cheers to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Cheers to that. That's real shit.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
real
you
shit,
see
man.
somebody with that, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
You know, Froggy, you better leave, or you better keep on.
You ever had to like fight somebody at the door? I mean, I don't really ever see what goes on the outside because we work on the inside. Like, you ever had somebody ever try to fight you, get physical with you, anything like that?
Not, I've gotten physical with security, but as a patron. But you know what I'm saying?
It's like a
fight.
So it's like
Right.
How'd you get him out? He's like, man, he knew all the moves.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I couldn't get him out.
That was an interesting night.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was an interesting night. And it was he had nothing to do with the situation. He was a casualty of war. We weren't even, we had no beef with security or the establishment. I don't even know what was happening. I turn around, I see like my friends fighting with other people. I'm like, what's going on, guys? I thought we were having a good time. But it was like a good amount of like easily 2 groups. I'm like, well, I'm part of one of these groups.
Yeah.
And I'm still watching like everybody's marked up.
Yeah.
And I just see some dude ready to like do a cold cock to one of my homies. And I'm just like, well, what kind of friend am I to let this happen? I'm like, okay.
You don't know. You just got to throw a punch.
I threw one punch, hit him in the face. I didn't know he was security. He ended up being security. I thought he was just one of the. So yeah, that was fun. That was 2 years of fun.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
shit.
Shout out to that bar. I'll never go there again. Never been back.
Okay.
I'm glad I can't say the name because I refuse to say it. So I'm glad people are like, oh, what is it? What? I'm like, I don't even want to say it.
We don't name it. Wow.
Oh god, it's funny that you brought up like people being thrown out. At what point? Because we tend to notice when somebody's getting drunk and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, is it easy for you to like? I guess how am I trying to preface this or word this correctly? But like when you start to notice people to get too drunk, like when is your time to be like, hey, you gotta go? Because as the bartenders, we can cut them off.
Oh yeah, I mean, the spots I worked
wait
at,
for the go to be like, hey, get them out.
Yeah, most of the spots I worked at that had to become an issue. I would try to like, because I'm pretty observant, so I'm looking at the whole situation. I'm looking at everybody the whole night. That's just what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
So if I see someone already getting sloppy, like, all right, but my eyes on you a little longer than somebody else, and I'm also going to see just naturally as I look around, like, oh, you're at the bar again. And then, you got a good rapport with your bartenders or your surfers, like, hey, watch this guy.
Right.
He's been doing this, or like, he tripped a couple times. It's like, You know, is he ordering shots? Just
Right.
that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not working at these big clubs, right, where you can't have that direct interaction with either a server,
Yeah.
a bar back, you know, someone that can get you in there. Hey, like, what's up with this guy? Like, oh yeah, he been doing this. I'm like, yeah, okay, that all makes sense.
So you never done the clubs then? You never done security at clubs?
I
imagine that's harder because there's so many.
Yeah,
people
I've done valet at a club.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done valet at a club.
You driven some nice cars? How was that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
What was the
That's
best car?
lucrative.
What was the best car you drove? Did you take it for a spin like Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Nah, our shit was clockwork. We were making money. We were out there like we're making money. It was it was this club in the South Loop. Yeah, it's a hip hop club in the South Loop in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a dangerous job, man. One of the most dangerous jobs I've ever had in my life. More dangerous than any security job I've had is working valet at this spot. Yeah,
Wow.
100%.
Damn.
Was it because of the cars, or just the area?
The area, the clientele, the area.
Oh,
It was very well known for like shit might go down.
Yeah. How does it feel working? How does it feel working in a place like that? Because for me, I've worked in so many different places. I've worked in clubs and everything. Yeah,
it's scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit's you see how close it is, and then you see what you're dealing with.
Right.
You know, how much money I might have, and who's pulling up on me. I'm in a back lot somewhere. I remember it was a Thanksgiving, maybe 2016-ish. We were at the club, and it was me and 2, 3 of my homies, and we had our lot. And it was like, man, this shit's dead. Like, it's midnight, you know, it's Thanksgiving. Like, we're not making the money we want to make out here. Like, fuck it, let's abandon it. We're good. We'll just go home for the night. Like, this shit ain't worth being out here for another 4 hours.
yeah.
You know, for this, like, fuck it. Because we the way we sectioned off our lots, it was different. So we were like, fuck it, let's just leave for the night. Literally an hour and a half later, like, someone got shot 3 times in that exact same lot that we were sitting in, standing around and waiting for our shit. He drove himself to the hospital. Like, we were just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, no, I'm not working. Like, we were there earlier that night. It's just like, oh, in that same lot. Like, we were in that was the spot we were at, and said, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Damn. So, like, yeah, that spot got real.
Yeah.
That spot got very real. It was very lucrative. So
how long after that did you work there for?
After that, probably about 3 months, maybe.
Yeah.
It was like another 3 months. 4 months where it was like, well, the club was being sold and shut down anyway. And then the closer it got to being shut down, the more fucking turn up everybody was and felt a little more free to act out right, because this club can't ban them anymore when they selling and they're not here. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, I'm gonna wild out because y'all don't care. You're closing down. Like, oh, okay. Like, I don't need to be part of this crew.
Everybody knew that.
Well, everybody knew they were closing for sure. So, yeah, we definitely left. Like, I left before the club shut down. It came to a certain point where it's like, I don't like where this is going. And there's like, it's only gonna get worse for another month and a half, 2 months. No, I'm straight. I don't like where it's at now.
You're right. Hey, good on you for getting out of there.
Yeah.
I always say, like,
when
it's time to go. It's time to go.
That valet game is wild.
For real. I've never even thought about working valet, but I've had like a roommate who did it, had some friends who did it, and some of the stories I hear from there. But none of those.
Oh yeah. It was serious. Like when I would work valet in the back lot, I would have a security guard with me, strapped, armed, full on, just standing there with me the whole night. Like,
damn, you were security and you needed security.
Yeah, I was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need some help out here.
Like, come on, I'll feel safe, homie.
Got to take security.
You know what I mean?
Security. If your security needs security at the club,
that's
probably not a club.
That's not
That's not a club. Definitely do not want to be at that club.
Yeah.
So working security, you see a lot of people. Do you ever see like, and we talked about this, like we see regulars at our bars different than clubs or any other establishment, but like you see somebody that brings in a date, brings in another date, or introduces them as their girlfriend. How do you do you say what's up, or do you say, hey, nice to meet you? Like, because like for us, if we see somebody that we know shouldn't be there with that person, we're kind of like, hey, how's it going? What can I get you guys? It's not like, oh, yo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Like, do you? Because I mean, if they know you and they see you like and they're by themselves, obviously
Yeah, I mean,
there's a rapport.
you always in that situation, man. I always just play off whoever's. You got to look at whoever's coming in. What's your attitude, right? Because I'm as security, it's different for me as a server or a bartender, right?
Right.
You're not coming there to be my friend.
Right.
That's never why you're coming to the bar. You're coming there to be the bartender's friend. You know what I'm saying? So he can get you better drinks and like you want to know security.
Right.
Because
But
security
you want to know them
gets
because security. So you want to know them. You want them to know you. But like, that's it. As long as they know you, like, oh, this guy, I know him.
And the interaction.
And then it's like, hey, how is this guy? You know, I don't interact with you, but it's like, I know him. He's, he's never given me a problem. I know him. He's been here plenty of times. You go in and it's like, oh yeah, that dude, Larry, that dude works over here, man. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, oh, I ain't know none of that shit. I know he comes here a lot.
Yeah.
And he's never given us any problems.
Right.
And you guys have never said anything, so he's a cool dude, you know. So that would be my attitude. So it's not even like,
okay.
I'm not even clocking that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know your story.
Yeah. If I knew,
you know what I'm saying?
Like I've seen you come in, I've let you in, and I haven't had to throw you out. So as far as I'm concerned,
you're good. You're just a patron of the bar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
The reason I bring it up is because I think I slipped up maybe last week or so. I think I fucked up, but I don't think I ruined the night. Anyway,
Yeah.
I saw this couple come in, and I know I've seen this dude before. I know I've seen him. Didn't know the girl he was with. So they're here, we're chatting this and that. I'm like, and I looked at him. I'm like, what? It's like, have you guys been here before? And then I just
never the right question.
She has it.
If you don't know the answer, that's never the right question.
But like, it was such a long day that my mind wasn't working right. And then I realized after they both said no, and he kind of said, no, that's the first time here. And I was like, oh, fuck. He thinks, no, man, I fucked up. Because I know he's been there before. And I'm pretty sure he came with a different person before. And I realized I fucked up. I'm like, damn, I broke that rule. I was like,
nah, man.
shit.
I don't know you.
I mean, I don't know you, man.
As a golden rule for me, when I see someone that comes in quite a bit and they come in with a different person each time, I let them let me know and let the other person know if they want to act like they've never been here.
But the thing is that I'm only there about 2 days out of the week.
Right.
So if they're there that often, the last time I seen them was maybe a couple months ago.
Right.
But it was just kind of like the way we were talking, our conversation was just flowing so well. I'm like, I know you.
Yeah.
I know you. But it wasn't malicious. It was more like,
right.
do I know you guys?
Yeah.
Like,
but hopefully you learn,
and
man.
he was like, I
let the guests
He's
tell
like,
me
you
if
don't
we've
know
ever met before,
yeah.
even if I know the answer.
I broke the
Yeah,
fucking
you'll
rule.
sit there on like dessert, and they're like, I mean, hey man, did you serve us last time? Yeah, I did. I thought that was like, okay, do you want dessert?
Yeah.
You're like, you got 15 more minutes of it. Like,
I fucked up, man. I fucked up. It was a long day. My brain wasn't working right.
I remember one place I worked at, a guy, he would bring in a different girl every time I saw him. But he would always make sure, he's like, hey man, what's good here? I've never been here before. Like, that was the way he would introduce himself. And I'm like,
damn,
motherfucker, you were here like 2 days ago. But like, I knew what was up. But that was like very, very early in my career. So that was the one that did it for me. It was like, okay, you know.
Did that dude ever go there by himself without a girl?
Oh yeah.
Right. So, and like, did he talk about any of this shit?
Oh yeah.
So
he was
like, completely open.
He was
right. Not just
regular. Like, I knew his name.
Right.
I knew
Right.
His backstory. Like, I knew how many kids he had. But every time he came in, it was the first time he was ever there.
Oh. Wow.
Even if he brought the girl back for a second time, I still had to act like I never met him before. Just to keep the lie alive, man.
That's hilarious.
You know, gotta stay on task on that, bro.
That's hilarious.
So I'm doing terribly with the segues.
Oh, that's
fine. The last episode with Corey, we talked about being overseas and visiting different restaurants and stuff, and we kind of discussed a little bit. But we were talking about like the tipping culture and the service culture, and not to like bring up old content, but you had an interesting take too. Both of you guys have been overseas. I haven't yet, so I'm not really sure what it's like. But we were discussing how how important it is, or not how important it is. We were discussing how tipping affects your server, the mentality, your server, bartender, whatever it is, and that we were referencing a video before, but that like when it comes to tipping, do you what is your viewpoint on that? And then how has that affected your service here in the States and then overseas?
I mean, the way it's set up, right? You got to tip because
You were
kinda
telling me in
just-
Chicago, it's like you do, what was it? Like
yeah, I do it
double
here
tax?
too. That's what I've done like some of the math and I figured out that's almost about the same. Yeah, so I'll just double the tax, right? That's how I do it. Like whatever my bill is, $53, blah blah blah, $10.30 tax. Okay, that's a $20 to $21 tip. That's 20%. In my head, boom, like that equates to 20%. If it's spot on or not, like that's right at that measure. So it's like, okay, if I know I do that, and the service was just good, decent, or even good, like here's 20%, and cool. If the service is completely shitty, then it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna leave you a worse tip. Like I'm gonna leave you a tip.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
It ain't gonna get you where you
unless
go.
it's very rare. It's like I'm not leaving any money. Like but like. Yeah, it ain't gonna, it will drop down.
Yeah.
But that shit's natural. As it should. Like, you gotta leave your baggage at the door.
Yeah.
You gotta come in ready to work and ready to do your job for everybody who came. You can't be mad at what you're doing.
Right.
You can't take it out on the customers.
No, definitely can't.
Because we were talking about how there's a bar that's close to Titi's house, mom's house, that you go in there and you drop like, you say 50, 60, whatever, and then it's just like, yo, that might get you whatever, but like they know that whenever you come in, they're gonna get taken care of, so they're gonna take care of you. And I think that, and that's not to say that, hey, you give us more money, we're automatically gonna give you this. We're gonna remember that though, and we're gonna keep you in mind.
You know what it is too? It's like that bar. It's like I grew up with the owners, so they really know me personally, and it's really like a cheers to me. I know I go in there and I can drink all night long, and the owners there, it's like, oh, I don't have any cash tonight, but hey, I'll see you tomorrow, or like.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even hesitate, it would be zero problem at all. It doesn't matter. Because I'm racking up $150 bill and she's charging me like $30.
Right.
I know, so it's like, hey, I'll give you like, $50 tomorrow, and it would be perfectly fine.
That's one of those rare instances. Do not go do that. Do not go to a bar without cash.
Yeah, don't do that.
And I will also say, like in that particular instance, this is a bar, as you said, it's like a cheers to.
Yeah, I was in this bar as a kid, I'm saying,
Right.
drinking 7-Up and playing pool. My dad was having a drink. It's
So-
been on that corner my whole life, you know what I'm saying? So
the
it's very
relationship's
different.
already there.
Oh,
And
yeah,
even if it was
Cemented.
a bar that you had only been going to for like a year, but you
Yeah.
still felt that connection, it's still a connection
Yeah.
to have that. But you also honor it. Because there are a lot of times where I've run into places where the regulars come in and like, I don't have any money today or whatever. Can you take care of me? And then you do it,
Yeah.
and then they don't come back.
Yeah.
But in their mind, they're like, oh yeah, but like I said, I would take care of you, last time and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't take care of me last
Right.
time.
Right.
You not only didn't pay the tab that you had the first time, but you never came back the way you said. So now you've broken your word twice.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah,
as we've always said, you give what you get. And so if you want your bartender, your server, you want that kind of service where people are taking care of you.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of them. Not that you have to take care of them first. We're not saying that we just deserve it because it's our job. It's the connection.
You know what I will say for people, like, and I've seen it work, and it's worked for me as a patient. Like, if you go in a spot and and you go there often, right? You got a regular, semi-regular, like, oh, I see this person often, and let me know as bartenders if this would work for you guys. Like, you go in and it's a cool person, boom, always does his thing, and then he goes in fifth, fourth time, whatever, and he gets a drink, and hey, boom, here's $40 the tip. Like, it's cool, man. Like, I'm gonna be here for a little bit, like $40 tip. And then the next time it's like, here's like $5 on the tip, and then might not tip for 1 or 2 times, and then like, here's another 5.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do for you? Does it show you like, oh, all right, this dude is just letting you know, like, I'm just tipping you right up front, like, I've been here a couple times.
Yeah,
I fuck with y'all.
Yeah.
Because it's more, if it's your first time, it's like, I gave you all that money and I demand this.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's why I want to establish that, where it's like, I feel like I've been here a couple times and I'm trying to like, this is a bar I can come to. Let me let these motherfuckers know, like, I fuck with y'all. Or like, I'm gonna give you some money.
Right.
I've been there.
That
Like, what would that do for you if it's like,
if somebody does that?
Yeah, like how would the reaction be as opposed to getting like a $4 tip on 2 drinks? It's like, this motherfucker just tipped me $30 off the gate. Like,
I'm gonna remember
Alright.
both of those people, but for different reasons.
Mm.
And the person that drops like that 40 or whatever, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna make a mental note, and I'm gonna, in my power, I'm gonna find some way to take care of you or do something for you. You know, put a little something extra, a shot, whatever it is, a drink, take
Right.
something off the tab, whatever it is. I'm gonna anything I can do in my power to take care of you, I will. The person that leaves $4 on a $50 tab, I hope you never come back. And if you do, oh boy, if you do, oh, your drinks are gonna taste like shit. They're gonna be. I'm not gonna take away alcohol because that wouldn't be right, but I am gonna make it a little bit sour, a little bit too sweet, or this and that, something like that, a little too bitter, whatever it is. And this reminds me of a story. Actually, when you guys came in on Saturday, I was working.
Yeah.
I was actually serving. There was a table right across from you guys, and they were there maybe 30 minutes before you guys got there. So they were there for a while.
Okay.
And then they weren't being super needy, whatever, but they racked up about $117 tab, you know, and I would check in with them and realize that they weren't very needy or didn't need that much attention. So whenever I walked by, you know, just, hey, you guys need something? They were just chilling. They had their food and one round of drinks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I made sure I was like checking in on them, getting the water with this and that. And when it came time to pay, they paid cash. And on a $117 tab, they gave me 120.
Oh,
And the dude said,
shit.
he's like, I was like, oh, we don't carry cash here. And he's like, that's all right, you just keep the rest. And I was just like, $120. And it's 117. Thanks, guys. And I walked the fuck off, man. I was so pissed. I just went up to the people, one of the people that were bartending. I was like, man, I love getting $2 from a $117 tab. I was so pissed. I was talking shit. I jumped on our social media and I was talking shit on everything on our business social media. I was just talking. I was going off. I was mad because that wasn't the first person that stiffed me that night. It happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
A lot of my tabs that night were like $40, $50, $60, and nobody was hitting. Not even. They weren't hitting 20%. They weren't hitting 50%. Not even 10%. They were hitting custom tip, putting in $2, $3. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, it's just me. It's just me running around. I was out, and again, I was broken out. It hurt, but you can't carry that to the next table. You gotta go to the next people with the same energy. But I was just so pissed. I was like, fuck it, enough. I'm just gonna go on my social media and talk my shit, whatever. Come back a couple times and I'll go outside, take care of some people. Come back and they're like, hey, you were the one serving us, right? I'm like, yeah, it's just me and the other guy. They're like, okay, but you were the one mostly taking care of us? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, here's a little something for you. I was like, damn. Now I feel bad for talking shit. Spoke too soon.
You ain't let the universe play out, man,
like,
in its entirety. You know what I'm saying?
You gave me those 6 bills right up, those 620s right in front. I'm like, damn, that's it?
He said
like,
120. I think y'all did the math wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You wanna run these numbers?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't feeling entitled because, you know, any tip is better than nothing, but I was just like, damn, man. Like,
that one hurts.
Oh, I'd rather you just
What's
like
the hardest you guys work for, like a shitty tip or a good tip, or what's your best tip experience where it's like, yeah, that one really that paid off?
I mean, I don't have any that really stand out.
Okay.
But that's because I've worked at places where, you know, someone will give you a $50 or $100 like right off.
Yeah.
But they'll do it repeatedly.
Right.
So then it's like it kind of desensitizes you to it. And then I've worked like private events where, like, you know, you already know you're making X amount of dollars like right off the bat, and then they throw another like whatever on top of it. So to me, it's just kind of all blended together. I can't speak for him.
Speaking of those private events, I like the ones where I like and hate the ones where it's like open bar where nobody has to pay for shit.
Okay.
So it's like, y'all ain't got no reason to not tip.
Right.
That I do kind of go in with a little bit of entitlement, you know, where it's like,
yeah, I definitely tip more at an open bar event.
Yeah.
Fucking
you know what I'm
anything
saying?
I would
Like,
pay, it's just going straight.
It's one
to
of them
you
joints where, you know, especially at an open, it's that's gonna pay off
wedding,
quicker. I feel
party,
like
whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be more beneficial to you as a bartender, you know, customer relationship. Because now it's like, let me get you. I know what you've been drinking all night. Or like, I can get you two.
Honestly,
you know,
thank you
like,
for saying that because it's one of the things that we've talked about, like off camera and everything like that. And I want to make sure I'm in on this. Yeah, but like on some real shit, I've done so many private events and worked for private companies and this and that. And then you'll get the people who come in, they know it's open bar, and they're like, "Oh, I don't have any cash."
Right.
And usually they're the ones who want the most. They want to hook up. They want this and that. Okay, so there's Venmo, there's Zelle, there's this, there's that. Or if you think it's an open bar, it's a company party, stop by ATM. Just grab a dub, like one dub.
Hey,
that's
man.
it.
Do your
You drop that in the
diligence,
beginning,
you know
like,
what I'm
hey,
saying?
I know it's open bar, but here, I'm gonna make sure you at least are taken care of. Guess what? Like you said, next time you come up, I might help you, even if this motherfucker was here before you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're not ready. And they're like, yeah, we were. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
You're not as ready as they are because I know what they want.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, let me get cool. I got you. Yeah. All right. So what you want? Like, you know, I gotta make his first now.
Right. Or honestly, and I can't speak for anybody other than myself, but like if I know what you've been drinking all night, especially whether it's a private event or just at a bar,
right?
If I know what you've been drinking, you getting the same thing.
Right. You're not deviating by the time I, you know what I'm saying, make this gamble of just having it ready for.
Right. And then I also know that you've already taken care of me in the front end. Then I don't need to hear your order.
Right.
As soon as you're walking up, I could still be listening to their order. And I've seen
you already registered that.
I'm making your drink while looking at them. They're like, "That's not what I ordered." I'm like, "This ain't for you. Don't worry about that."
Yeah.
This ain't for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. You see me look at him. That's me letting him know he's good.
Yeah.
I'm still here with you. Don't worry about
I can multitask. Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about what my hands is. Worry about where I am. My heart is still with you.
Eyes, right? Look me in the eyes. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you get it. Like you get that from the connection. You have to make that connection first.
So to backtrack a little bit, I brought up the overseas tipping and their culture over there. In your experience, how was the level of service for you when you were overseas, where the tip and everything was already included, and there was nothing else that you could add in, unless you really wanted to?
Yeah.
Like, how did you feel, and what places were they? And again, we're not shitting on anybody. We're just
we were out just some traveling. I was out Paris, Amsterdam, and Barcelona. And I'm saying Paris, like the service wasn't shitty. At some spots, service was fine. It was good. Others, it wasn't so much. But it was like, oh, it's all in the same bill. You're still charging me the same.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that at first. Obviously, coming from here, like, go eat, and I'm like, all right, so we got a tip. And my wife is French, and she was like, oh no, we don't tip anything out here.
Yeah.
It's all included. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be one of those Americans wasting your money on tips. And everybody like, ha ha. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even need your tips, but we'll take them. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna tell you.
No, straight up,
you know
I've seen that look.
Right, we like
I
that
have
custom.
seen that very fucking look when I give someone a bill and I give them a couple extra, and they're like, "Thank you."
We like,
Shit, they just got a motherfucker.
We don't like all your customs, but we like that
like
one.
that
You know what I'm saying?
We'll take this.
Shit.
Yeah.
So there was always this I guess like a rumor or whatever growing up where, you know, like high school and shit, people go overseas and like, oh, you're not supposed to tip, it's offensive. Apparently that's not the case, because as you guys have just said, that if you give them extra, they're already getting that.
Yeah,
giving
like,
them
who's
extra on
offended?
top of the extra.
Yeah,
it's not
offensive.
It's not necessary.
It's there.
You know what I'm saying? It's not etiquette. You know what I'm saying? It's not the norm.
But nobody turns down
free. But yeah, very rarely.
It's just that playground
sir.
bullshit. I guess.
More coffee though.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What? All right.
But in my experience, as you said, depending on where I was at, and that's not even where I was at as far as like what country I was in. Like even in the same country, the restaurant could be next door and my service would be different.
Yeah, you know, very much so.
And there was one time I had gotten dinner at one place one day, and the next day I went across the street to a place, and the service was completely different. Like, the first night, the servers kind of, you know, it's not that, and I hear a lot of people say this. So I want to dispel this, where they say like, do you even like your job? Do you even want me here? At the time, I could see how someone would feel that way. Yeah. Because I remember looking at the servers and they were just standing to the side talking to each other. I'm like, I'm trying to close my tab. I haven't touched my plate in like 10, 15 minutes. I'm staring at you can you please come let me close my tab so I can
Yeah,
eat?"
like-
But then the next day, the restaurant across the street from there, they were, you know, checking on me and this and that. So yeah, the gratuity was already added, but yeah, I tipped them.
Right, right.
People beforehand, I was like, see, you fucked up. I was
Right.
gonna give you another couple coins, man. Yeah, I was gonna give you a little bit more, but you did this to me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I feel that disrespect as someone in the service industry, and I go somewhere and I get shitty services. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even know who the fuck I am, bro. I was gonna give you money. I was
Don't
gonna
you, man.
give you
Don't
money.
you
I was
know
out,
who I am.
yeah.
Off the
Like,
bat,
that's why I came here.
Yeah.
I came here to give you money.
Exactly. I know
But,
exactly what you're dealing with.
you know,
I came here because
you don't
I
like
like
money.
this.
Now I gotta go.
What's
It
it
was,
like? What's it like? Because you, like you said, your wife is French, so you have somebody that knows everything there. What's it like to actually experience France from a different perspective? Because you get a different perspective.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I
What's
like,
it
'cause
how's the party scene? How's the culture there? Like, how is it like gathering with people and hanging out? Like, how different is it from here?
it's I mean where we were at and where her family's at, it's not too much different from like growing up how I grew up. It was like a apartment building, but it was very community based. Like all the kids in that apartment building grew up together playing in the back, you know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
like all the families and shit and all the cousins, and there was a lot of families in that building. So it's like, oh, you grew up playing with your cousins and you grew up, you know, playing with people close. So as far as sense of community and like how we had it here, very similar.
You know, when it comes to partying and going out, and
When it comes to partying,
because it's different from like being a tourist and just going
Yeah,
to the clubs
yeah.
or this and that.
like I haven't been out there in a long time, right? So it was like over 10 years ago since I've been out there. But I always say this one thing that stands out to me is her brother was like maybe 17, 18 at the time, younger brother, and I was probably about 27, 26, 27. So he was gonna go out with his homies. He was just like, yeah, we're just gonna go out, chill, listen to some music, smoke some hookah, just vibe out, chill on the street. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm down.
Wait,
Yeah.
it's like in the street, like right outside in the street, just
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he didn't even say that, to be honest. He was just like, yo, you want to come with me? I'm gonna go chill with my homies. And she was like, yeah. He said he's just gonna go chill. His friends meet up and they just play music and chill out.
okay.
I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. You know, because I was doing a lot of family stuff. So we were in the crib. I'm like, yeah, sounds like a decent. And
Right.
when I travel, I like to at least once or twice, if I can, if not the whole trip, like immerse myself into an experience of a person of that city or of that culture,
Same.
Yeah.
as opposed to doing only tourist stuff every time. There are some things that you want to see when you go places, right? But you can also try to hit a local spot, or
Yeah, that's one of the first
just
things I do. I try
get a feel.
Usually, my server, my bartender in that city, country, whatever.
Yeah,
One of the first places I stop is like a restaurant or bar, and I ask them like, you know, what should I know about here as far as like where should I go? Not like where do you go? Because sometimes that's precious.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
like, tell me not where everyone else goes, but where you would go, like on an off night.
right,
Not necessarily where you go. I don't want to interfere with your space.
right.
Like those are the questions I ask because I don't want the same old touristy experience, but I also don't want to be that person who shows up wherever my bartender's at and act like we're friends for that weekend because
Right.
I've seen that happen before too.
That's
It's
awkward.
not good.
It's weird.
Yeah, I feel like that can get real awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 'cause that's just like someone you haven't seen in such a long time, like a high school friend. You see them randomly at some bar, they're like, oh, I know you. It's like, yeah,
but
like you don't know each other.
We're not
You
friends.
knew me.
Like we know, yeah, we met at one point. You know what I'm saying? We knew each other at one point in
I
time.
know them.
You're right. You're right.
I knew you.
I
before
knew you.
met you.
That was a disguise.
them.
Took off my
Yeah,
mask.
yeah.
Like, you know who the fuck this is.
Did I
So
invite
yeah,
you?
I can't imagine if you get like the latchkey guess who it's like, oh, that's the bartender. Like, let's go crack a joke and like,
Oh,
dude, I'm here with the homies. Like, you're here for a weekend. I live here. I don't really want to meet a friend for a weekend, man. I'm just.
Plus, I don't want you to be here every time you come into town because I don't
Yeah.
know how often you're going to be here.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people
Yeah,
I
true.
have a regular that lives on the East Coast and comes into town like every 2-3 months. When he drops by, I'm happy to see him. He doesn't tip a lot. He don't have to. He comes in, he catches up, lets me know how he's doing, asks me how I'm doing, and all those different things. He just has a beer and a shot. But at the same time, you're so happy to see him. If he asks me where I go on my off night, I'm gonna tell him where I go. For somebody else, I'm gonna be like, I don't really go out. That's when you hear your bartender say, I don't really go out like that. So they don't want you to go where they go.
I got a question. You said beer to shine like treatment, man. I got a question for both of y'all.
Okay.
So we're at this spot the other day, like Thursday after a hike. We went to this little spot.
Truly some LA shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Went to a hike with some little
You gotta
spot.
go on a hike when you're here, man.
You know what I mean? So we had a homie who was sitting at the bar. It was funny because like we sat at the bar because that was the only spot that was open to order food.
Yeah.
And we were both like, follow it, just talking about how they got the bartender say motherfuckers who sit at the bar. But then there was two people in the other part of the bar in the corner with like a whole bunch of plates, like steaks and shit. I was just like, oh shit, I was just gonna get like a breakfast muffin, man. Like, you know?
Yo.
In my head, I was like, I'm gonna sit at the bar, I'm gonna keep it light. I ain't gonna ask you no questions. I'm not gonna tell you what type of chimichurri sauce you working with on the steak. I ain't gonna ask you none of that, B. You know what I'm saying? I definitely did that
so
shit in mind, bro.
That's funny because we literally talked about it like the day
We
before.
did.
I told him about that, like how I hate people that just order full course meals and shit. Because at the place we used to work at, they would do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like you're rubbing elbows and bumping elbows.
Bro.
People. Like they don't want to. You're trying to cut your steak and they're holding a drink and spilling it and shit. Fuck,
So
I hate
at
that.
where I work now, we don't serve food at all. But we will allow, food from like the food trucks because we fuck with them.
Right.
Like they're cool with us, we're cool with them. They come in like
Hell
on
yeah.
an off day and have a couple drinks
Yeah.
and tip us. And when we go to their food truck,
That's a
like,
mutual
they like
understanding,
put it up and
right?
like,
That's a mutual understanding,
That's
man.
how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So we want you to go outside and order food from them because we fuck with them. We want them to make money.
Right.
But we tell people like, yo, you can bring food in, you just can't sit at the bar. It's the only thing we ask.
You can sit at a table, any of the tables that are there, but like
any other tables,
if the bar is the only thing open, you can't eat in here. That's the only rule.
That's the only rule.
Right.
You just cannot eat at the bar. You can eat anywhere else you want.
That's a fair enough rule.
Plenty
You
of
know what I'm
space.
saying? That's like
And we don't ask you to clean your table when you're done. Like you're bringing in outside food, and we're still gonna clean that up for you. You know.
That's a fair ask. You know what I'm saying?
Very fair.
It's a fair ask.
And yet, people still will give it like, what do you mean I can't eat at the bar? I'm like, what's the one thing I asked you not to do?
Yeah.
You can. This place has so few rules, and the one of the few that I ask you to do seems to be that much of an inconvenience.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't eat in here. Don't eat anything here.
Yeah.
Just leave. I'll close your tab. Just go.
Yeah,
just fucking
leave.
go. I hope you choke on a taco.
God damn.
Yo,
I mean, that is how I want to go out. Choking on a taco. I should call her.
That's what the bell's for, man.
All right.
So you were getting ready to tell us when you went out with the little brother when you were visiting, like how you were saying like.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask y'all about this because this dude at the bar when we were eating our big ass meals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude ordered. Now we had small. Promise, folks. Yeah, small boy.
This man's natural. He knows what it is. I'm always like,
Nah, so there was one dude, man. One dude, probably about 30 to 35 years old. He ordered, and all these drinks came, and I was just looking like that's scary and impressive at the same time. He ordered a coffee, a water, a shot of brown, I'm assuming a whiskey or a bourbon, a Moscow Mule, and a beer. All these drinks were sitting in front of him by himself.
You lost me at coffee.
I'm telling you, man. Like, what do you, as a bartender, if someone asks you, because they were in increments, so if someone goes up and they're like, "Hey, can I just get like a coffee and a Moscow Mule?" Because that's the first, like, oh, that's a weird combination.
That is a very odd combination.
And then like the next order is, "What are you drinking?" Hey, you know what? Actually, can I get a shot of bourbon and a glass of water. Okay, yeah. You know, you want, okay, fuck it. You want a quick shot? Yeah. And then you got all these 4 drinks, and you're like, excuse me, yeah. You know what? Can I get a Stella on draft? Okay, man.
You know what? Just give me a big ass picture. I'm gonna combine them all together.
And it's at the bar, so it's not like you can take these drinks and go high like you're not drinking. Like you're just sitting there in front of a plethora of drinks.
Like just
Drink hoarding, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta taking a sip of.
like you got a cup fetish, dog? Like, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? I got questions, man. I got questions.
He's got a drink from every different glass in the bar at the same.
Maybe I'm like, yo, that's some. I don't know.
At least he never says, "Can you put that in a regular glass?"
Hey, he had all glasses of different sizes, man.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Please?
Fuck.
So, if you order a cocktail specifically,
Yeah, something off the menu.
on
Or
the menu,
just
off the
period.
menu, just period. You order a cocktail. Does it matter to you what it looks like as far as glass? Nothing too crazy, but I'm saying like between a rocks glass, Collins glass, or a coupe. Rocks.
Yeah,
Coupe is like the martini glass.
yeah, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drink most of my drinks are Collins. I'm sorry, rocks. So, yeah, not necessarily. If I get one of these
but what
nicer
I'm saying
glasses,
is,
but
say,
like,
say you order off the menu, on the menu, off the menu, whatever.
yeah,
Like you order a cocktail, or even if I say like, "Oh, I'm surprised you," no matter what it is.
mm-hmm.
If I put the drink in front of you, as long as it doesn't have any like stupid bells and whistles on it, does it matter to you what you're drinking it out of, as long as it looks appropriate?
No, not at all.
It comes in the glass.
It comes in the glass that's
There's no fucking thing.
No.
There's no such fucking thing as a regular glass.
They're all regular glasses.
We don't have that at the bar.
That goes the same for beers too. That come in like goblets and shit.
no. Like if I was to go into a bar and I was like, yo, can I get a 4 roses on the rocks? Or,
Yeah.
Sir, I'm sorry, we don't have any. You know, we only have martini glasses here, so can we just chill it for you and pour it in a martini glass?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Hey,
Yes, you can.
I'm saving that soundbite. I'm saving that soundbite. I love it. That's interesting. I love that shit. 'Cause that's how I feel.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to
Well.
work with another bartender back in the day, and whenever her and I would go to a bar, whether it be like after a shift, before a shift, or just a day off,
Mm-hmm.
whenever we kick it, no matter how many people we be with, like coworkers, whatever, everything she would order, even if it was on the menu,
Yeah.
came out like Collins glass, rocks glass, whatever. But whenever she be around, if I order something, it come in like the fruitiest or whatever glass. But and she'd always laugh at me like, your drinks are always so pretty and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but I ordered it based off of what was in it.
Right.
Based off of, and like she didn't say it like she was clowning me.
Right.
Just her drinks always look more masculine than mine based on the glassware. I'm like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
tastes good. That's all that matters to me.
As long as the cocktail.
You can put streamers on a glass
Yeah.
and I'll still drink from it. You know what I mean?
It really don't matter like what it comes in. Like how does it taste? You know what I'm saying? How does it taste for what you're asking me to pay?
There it is.
You know, because I came here to spend some money. So why deny that fact? Now you ask me to spend how much money?
Yeah.
I can deny how much money I spent. That's I got control of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
I
like
need to see
okay.
prices.
Yeah, but nah, I'm not. It's you know as someone who's not like a mixologist or a bartender or anything who even creates drinks, I've seen some interesting shit put together by friends and all this. Like, I can see and respect the science behind all of it, right? Because it's like that won't taste the same in this glass.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And then you got people like, well, I don't care. And it's like, but I know it's not gonna taste the same. And then you be like, well, that drink wasn't good. It's like, it's the wrong glass, man. It didn't even settle right. You rushed me, man. You know what I'm saying?
And we've said it before, but we'll say it again because we're on this topic. The glass matters because cocktails, beers, whatever, they're supposed to be experienced a certain way.
Yeah.
So if your cocktail comes in like a coupe or a hurricane or whatever, there's a reasoning behind that, you know. if it comes in a coupe, it's because you want to take in the aroma of everything as you're taking a sip.
Wide mouth for a reason.
You're supposed to smell the cocktail as you're drinking it because that adds to it. It's like, I just want to get fucked up. All right, well, you could do that at home. Why are you paying so much more money to come here and get fucked up? You could have done that somewhere else for cheaper.
But for example, if I order a margarita, you can give me that shit in a glass, whatever it looks like.
Done that.
That margarita is gonna taste the same way you give me this big fancy eccentric ass bowl glass, or you give me that shit in a fucking pile of rocks, or you give me, doesn't matter what you do.
Right.
That margarita, it's gonna taste the same.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when you get into the gimmicks.
Some glasses, it's like, all right, that's
Some are.
you
Some
know,
definitely
we're out
are.
here, we're out here in the social media world, so you gotta do it for the show. So you gotta make it pretty, you know what I mean?
I ain't hating. It's just
You gotta make it pretty.
Make it taste good too.
Never
It's
drink,
gotta taste good though.
never drink a cocktail that has dry ice in it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I
Not-
wouldn't do that.
It's been
I would not
it's
recommend
been
that.
happening a lot more.
Really?
It has been happening a lot
I
more.
wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend handling dry ice unless you're a professional
Nah.
or a semi-professional or Google
Definitely does
research.
not go on cocktails though.
No.
No. But your glasses have meaning. Your drinks have meaning. Like it's like getting ready to hook up with somebody and they look good and then you go to fuck and it's trash.
It's like a bad drink.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's trash. Well, yeah. Like if you hit them, say you hit them up at 12:30 and you show up at 12:35 and you're like, hey, you don't even look good. You gave me 5 minutes. you chose this.
said
you gave me 5 minutes. You showed up outside.
I mean, what did you think?
You thought I was just sitting here waiting? I might be, but you never know. But speaking of which, I did have this question before we go. I always wanted to ask a security guard this because I know with front of the house, it can be a little clicky. Back of the house can be clicky. Security can be clicky. Like it just is what it is because those are the people who are doing the job that you're doing, and those are the people you're working with. Like when it comes to security and say you're not hanging out with the bar staff or whoever, like does security ever like just go and hang out after a shift and like decompress or whatever? Like have you ever been in like a situation, well not situation, but like you had a close group that you were working with, all in security, and y'all all actually kicked it outside of work?
In security, not necessarily. But the spots I was at, I was kicking it with the bar staff. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like me and then maybe one or two other dudes.
Yeah.
So it was like closing the bar. It's like, all right, cool. Two bartenders. So I got like we're out here inside the bar kicking it together for the next 3 hours as y'all count your money as we drink till the sun comes up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, what 3 or 4 of us might go to the next spot over? It's like, hey man, you want to get another one? Like, oh, not you. Okay, 3 of us will go. So then it might break off from that group. But yeah, I've never been at the spot, but I've worked. So when I worked valet, I've seen the security definitely break off and do that, and that was their own fraction. And we as valet did that for sure. It was like a good 3 or 4 of us that always, spot closed at 4 in the morning, so we're getting out of there at like 4:35 in the morning. Yeah, and we're always going to one of our cribs. So yeah, we gotta on some belly shit. Yeah, we gotta count this money, B. You know what I'm saying? We gotta count this money, B. But it was on some shit like that. It's like boom, boom, boom. Like, all right, what do we got? Boom. Hey, it's you. Bet. All right, man. Let's have a drink. Let's chill. And that was the valet thing that we did and we worked it every weekend. So 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week. Yeah.
I just have always felt like within the industry, especially if you're working like, late nights and everything, you always want to kind of plan your night accordingly, especially because most things are closed.
Right.
Once you get off of work,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know for, excuse me, but like bar staff, even service staff, a lot of times they kind of like click up together, go to someone's house or an after party spot or go here or go there and everything like that. But over the years, I've never really seen that with security guards. I would always see 1 or 2 security guards that would kick it with the front of the house staff.
Yeah, I was always more down kicking it with the front of the house. It's always a more interesting group. Yeah. Because it's just a different boom. It's everybody doing their own thing. Like, hanging around
And
security
usually they
guards.
prepare it ahead of time, especially if it's like, oh, we got to go to somebody's house, or if there's like a back spot that everyone hangs
Right.
out in the back, you know, like the front of the house, they know about all of that. So
Right,
they
right.
usually are planning ahead, like Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah,
They
and,
know where they want to drink, you know, or
and
they know
it's,
what
it's
they want to
like
drink.
you're kicking it with the server and bartender
Yeah.
who've been serving everybody else. When they go to the next spot, it's like, yeah, you're the bartender. Of
Yeah.
course, I'm gonna let you in. Duh.
Or go out and go.
And then it's
grab
just
something to
like,
eat
oh yeah,
or
y'all
something
y'all
like that.
all work together. It's like that's a whole network. You know what I'm saying within itself. That's beautiful. You
Yeah.
tap that network.
I love
man.
that. You want to be prepared. Like that's my
Yeah.
thing. I always felt that communication, that camaraderie comes from just like knowing who's prepared for whatever it is that your night's going to get you into, especially after work, working a long shift, like you said. So you're going to want to hang out with the people that always have like the good alcohol at their house or the good food at their house. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to hang out at somebody's house or hang out with people that like they have the right people to hang out with outside of work. After, especially after a shift.
Yep.
Because one thing you don't want to do is like get off of work and deal with some motherfuckers that like the people you wouldn't even have let into your job, and now you're going to a party or kickback or something at 4 a.m. and they're right there.
And your shit closes early out here, right?
Yeah.
We close at 2.
Right. So you close at 2.
Yeah,
So by like you're looking for something to do by 3,
yeah,
3:30.
yeah.
About.
Right. Okay. So you know what I'm saying, back in Chicago, like there's plenty of 4 and 5 o'clock bars. So it's like, oh, it's easily just like, all right, let's go to another bar for a couple hours.
Yeah,
Before we even have to worry about it.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes a
I
big
like
difference though when you're like
Because-
like you're saying like, nah, but who's got a cool crib and who got food, like it ain't about like just finding a spot to kick it at.
yeah.
You know,
You
like
gotta be
another
comfortable.
bar. It's like, no, we need to. It's somebody's crib most likely.
Yeah,
So and what's their friend group like?
It has to be
I
a
fuck with their
comfortable-
friend group
yeah.
like more than these people. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
And a lot of times, like when that's happening, you like you said, you want to be planning, or as I said, and I felt like you were agreeing, that you want to make sure that you're going to the right place that has
for
the things
sure.
that you're looking for. Because the last thing you want to do is when you're getting off of your shift, and then like you have to like order out some shit,
yeah,
and then it comes to you, and it's not as good as what you thought it was gonna be, or it
Yeah.
doesn't get delivered. You know what I'm saying? So like,
That's worse.
yeah. So you got to have the right food, you got to have the right alcohol, you got to have the right people.
yeah.
And I just always feel like, you know, on top of that, the cherry on top is when you get off of work and you have company. Because to me, like, you bypass delivery. To me, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Right.
When you get off of work and you got something waiting for you when you get home, or you go to like someone's party and like say you've been talking to that one of the people that actually goes to that party and some shit like that, and you know you about to have a nice little nightcap on the end. I just always call that DiGiorno. DiGiorno. Because you're not ordering out. You're not ordering out. You're not trying to find something throughout the night. You already know how your night's gonna be.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want pizza after work and you don't want to order from the
It's
2 o'clock,
not
3 o'clock spot,
delivery.
it's not delivery. DiGiorno. Because you know it's gonna be waiting for you when you get off.
Oh my god.
You heard it here first.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I like the way
Plan
you just,
ahead, man.
I like the way you just kind of slid that in there.
Oh.
So
Damn.
did she.
Yeah.
Again, man, I thank you so much for being on the
I
pod.
appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
It's been a
Appreciate
great
it.
episode. Really
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
having you here.
It's been
Really
fun.
appreciate
Great.
it.
Plug yourself, please, again.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Iowa Rockwell. Iowa Rockwell on all platforms: Twitter, IG, Spotify, iTunes, all that other fun stuff. IowaRockwell.bandcamp.com though, if you want to actually buy something and give me some real money. I always
Slipstream.
appreciate that shit.
Check it out.
Slipstream out now. T-shirts
There
for
you
sale. Holla at
There
me.
you
Let's
go.
have some fun.
Go.
Fun
There you
guy.
go.
Take care, everybody.
Well, no, we're not
Oh,
done
we're
yet.
Oh,
Don't forget, like he did, February 19th
There we
at
go.
the Alamo Draft House, downtown LA.
yeah.
Definitely come see us from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I don't know if we'll have the artwork done for this that we can throw on the screen while I say all that shit, but
I hope so.
yeah, well, I hope so too, but we'll see.
Because I gotta edit this one.
But we, as we always say, and we will continue to say, because we will continue to feel this way, we appreciate all the support. Please continue liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends, because yeah, this is a podcast, but we're also trying to build something bigger than that, so keep that in mind. like bring as many people within the industry adjacent, outside the industry. Like, you know, we want to build a real community here. So just continue to support us. We'll continue to appreciate that support and continue to give you great content. So we appreciate you taking another hour out of your day or breaking it up into several.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to get that. I wanted
Okay.
to hit him with that before we say goodbye.
Yeah, we do got to keep reminding people about that. All right. See you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.